around like that at age 58. So I want to get that out the way first. But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul. Now, unlike people who've worked with me, unlike people who are friends and colleagues, what have you, I didn't find it funny.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank.
That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him.
Yes.
He recognizes that he's too big for him.
Stephen A. Smith slammed Jake Paul for choosing Gervonta Davis, saying Jake's size gives him an unfair advantage. He argued that Paul keeps picking smaller opponents instead of facing real competition, turning his career into a series of safe, one-sided fights. Smith claimed Jake's choices expose his fear of genuine tests, proving he's more focused on easy victories and publicity than on proving himself against worthy, evenly matched fighters.
That was Mike Tyson. Now you're going into the ring against a cat that's 228. He's a young lion. And no matter what questions may exist about Jake Paul and his ability to box real boxers, because we haven't really seen that yet from him, we don't question his power. No. We know he's got power.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith asked Gervonta Davis's coach who deserves to face Tank next, and the coach's answer came without hesitation. He declared that anyone who's ever spoken against Davis should be first in line. He mentioned names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, fighters who've publicly questioned Tank's talent. For him, this isn't about hype or rivalry, it's about respect. He wants these men to step into the ring and feel the raw power they've doubted. The goal isn't revenge, it's to silence the critics who keep undermining Davis's dominance. According to the coach, it's time the loudest voices face the harsh truth inside the ropes and witness firsthand why Tank stands as one of boxing's most dangerous and respected forces in the sport today.
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
Already, we went down. We working on the big four. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob's in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears didn't hold back when discussing the upcoming fight, calling it more of a spectacle than a real sporting contest. He compared it to a circus, but still placed his full confidence in Gervonta Davis's power and accuracy. Spears boldly predicted that Tank would end the show early with a knockout by the third round. What makes his view striking is the balance between mockery and respect. He criticizes the promotional chaos, yet praises Davis's ruthless finishing ability. His take mirrors the mindset of many fans who find the matchup both absurd and irresistible. To them, it's pure entertainment mixed with genuine skill, and even the harshest critics can't dismiss the possibility of Tank delivering a devastating, highlight reel ending before the night stretches too long.
The next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is
yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored minus 240, Jake Paul is plus 190. So more than twice odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
Idea. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke. That fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather?
We'll talk about that in a second.
Wow.
We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement, fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting. But
Be.
I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He'd mess up that record.
Yeah. And I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's 43-0 at this point.
Okay.
He's 37 years old. I personally don't.
But he's still got the goods, though.
He's got the goods.
Yeah, he's still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And he had only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. This whole Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, just because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. It was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
Clearly, that's what it's about. You know?
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fighting somebody. They're going to start putting old men. I mean, they're already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, I'm with it.
Stephen A. Smith, never one to hold back, urged boxing to move beyond spectacle-driven matchups. He believes Gervonta Davis should pursue fights that truly challenge him rather than exhibition-style events that add little to his legacy. Smith emphasized that fans want substance, not show. He expressed interest in seeing Davis rematch Ryan Garcia, a bout still clouded by unfinished business, and named Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as ideal opponents who could test Tank's limits both mentally and physically. For Smith, these are the matchups that define greatness and restore boxing's competitive integrity. He insists Davis's immense talent shouldn't be wasted on easy fights or publicity stunts, but displayed against worthy challengers, fighters capable of bringing out the very best in him and solidifying his place among boxing's elite.
To me personally, I want to see him fight a Garcia again. I want to see him fight a Teofimo Lopez, somebody like that that's got some power, somebody that has the potential to inflict some pain upon him, because I don't know if anybody can do it. And I've totally lost it with David Haney. After what I saw Ryan Garcia do to him, even though Ryan Garcia was a bit bulked up.
A growing number of boxing analysts are becoming frustrated with Jake Paul's carefully crafted career path. They argue that his recent fight announcements follow the same predictable formula, choosing unconventional opponents who attract attention rather than genuine competition. According to many experts, these matchups are designed for headlines and viral moments, not to build real credibility inside the ring. Observers note that Paul consistently avoids fighters who match him in skill, size, or experience, turning his bouts into marketing spectacles instead of authentic tests. While his events draw massive audiences and social media buzz, critics claim the entertainment factor has overshadowed the sport itself. They say the drama feels scripted, the rivalries forced, and the risk minimal. For boxing purists, this is precisely why Jake Paul is viewed more as a showman chasing fame than as a legitimate professional contender.
Performance. Jake Paul won the fight. But yeah, that was that. This time, Jake Paul is to take on Tank Davis. Tank Davis, he was recently in the news for being arrested for a domestic violence incident involving one of his kids' mother. He was alleged to have slapped her about the place. The charges were later dropped, to be fair to him. But yeah, that was when he was last in the news. What is interesting is just a couple of months ago, Tank Davis was saying openly that he'd lost his passion for boxing and that he wanted time away from the sport. There was speculation that he might even retire as he was experiencing extreme mental fatigue from boxing, depression, and there were mental health concerns over him. However, I guess the opportunity to earn a truck full of money fighting a completely worthless exhibition fight against Jake Paul was enough to make him change his mind about boxing. Funny that, isn't it? But you know what? I'm not even going to waste your time or mine critiquing this utter nonsense. Suffice to say that this so-called fight we're talking about is an exhibition, and it pits Jake Paul, who is a cruiserweight, by the way, weighs in excess of 200 pounds, and Tank Davis, who is, He was the WBA lightweight champion, who weighs in at about 135 pounds when he fights. So that's a disparity of some 65 pounds. In old money, that's about 4.5 stone. There's also a significant difference in height. Jake Paul is roughly, 6'1", 2. Gervonta Davis is 5'5" at best. So, there's a height disparity there of some 8 inches. And once again, this is Jake Paul showing total disrespect to boxing, in my opinion.
At the heart of it all, the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis showdown has become more than just a boxing match. It's a mirror reflecting the state of modern combat sports. For some, it's a circus built on hype and money. For others, it's the inevitable evolution of entertainment in a digital age. The size gap, the business motives, and the endless debates only add fuel to the fire. Critics call it a mockery, yet they can't stop talking about it. Promoters call it genius, because controversy sells. Whether you love Jake for his boldness or hate him for bending boxing's rules, one thing is certain: he knows how to keep the world watching. And Tank Davis, he's about to prove if skill can silence spectacle once and for all. The question now isn't who wins, but what the fight truly means for boxing's soul. Because when the lights flash and the cameras roll, everyone tunes in, fans, haters, and purists alike. This fight isn't just history in the making, it's the clash between legacy and fame. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more explosive fight updates, raw commentary, and behind-the-scenes analysis. Stay tuned, because the story of this fight has only just begun.